is in order. Let's go.
Is that how you start all meetings?
Clearly never been to a meeting in my entire life. I'm like, all right, all rise. Time for the singing portion.
Yeah, first course is a fish course of this meeting. Welcome to the Lady Podcast is entering the room, ready for a dance.
You sound like, I don't know what that was, but you sound like the SNL announcer.
No, that's funny. Thank you, first and foremost. And
Daryl.
secondly, Paula, I was going for like Jane Austen, you know how they are like Pride
No.
and Prejudice, Jane Eyre,
Nope.
well, like they'll enter a room and someone will say who it is and they're announcing them, and that was part of high society.
No.
Well,
I can imagine.
yeah, you can imagine in your mind's eye. I imagine that many listeners have probably read or heard of Pride and Prejudice. So
There is a Simpsons episode about it, I think.
sure, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm familiar.
Yeah, we're back in. We're back on board.
We're
Fire
back in.
Island is about Pride and Prejudice.
Okay.
Now, I am thinking about what if the announcer guy from SNL, who I think now is Daryl Hammond, but the original
Daryl Hammond.
person, was like announcing
Jimmy
all the
Pardo?
Yeah, I forgot that as the preeminent historian of SNL.
They asked me to write the movie, but I said Cousin Greg from Succession wouldn't be there because it was the 70s, and they were like, "You don't get this at all."
No, he's got to be there twice.
Yeah, they're like, she doesn't understand any of this. Where?
I think it would be funny is if they were like, the SNL guy was at all of the dances in all of these Pride and Prejudice movies or books, and they were like, now announcing Lizzie Bennett and guest host Mr. Darcy Keenan Thompson.
Will
Musical
Forte.
guest. Yeah, Will Forte. Musical guests. Some guys on strings and lute.
Can we just try something so fast? I remember when we were like, let's record a really quick episode. I kind of want to hear this character being a vampire. Like it. Yeah. I just feel like I need that.
Okay,
can I hear it?
Okay. Can you give me? Yeah, just give me one moment to just get into character.
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Josh, for folks who can't see, took what could only be described as an actor's breath.
Yeah.
And now he's in the zone. He's transformed.
I want to suck your blood. I'm a creature of the night.
Ooh.
And
Bravo.
John Mulaney. Musical guest. Sting.
That's pretty good.
Not Vampire
Pretty
Weekend.
good.
That would have been the easy joke.
Ah, damn.
Easy joke.
Wait,
But I went with Sting, who is more in essence like a vampire than Vampire Weekend.
Is there a Monster Mash reference in here, maybe?
Yeah. They did the mash.
Amazing. Anyway, we have places to go. Come on. Chop, chop.
Welcome to Being Earnest, a very sincere podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Paula.
And we're here to talk very briefly about the Earnest topic of the day. What's our topic this week, Paula?
Our topic is attitude.
And you do have to say it that way. Attitude. And then you kind of cross your arms and show your shoulder. For those of you watching on YouTube, which you can watch on YouTube, Being Earnest Pod, you're seeing us do this. But for those of you who are really real sticklers on the audio medium, we're going to describe that, you go attitude and then you turn your shoulders.
You can hear it. You know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's in the intonation.
Josh, what is our general attitudes? Because I think that it's a common thought that when we say attitude, like you have a bad attitude, but you could have a whimsical attitude, a nostalgic attitude, different kinds of attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because it tends to be bad or good, and we don't live in a binary in that kind of way. We live in the gray space. I think my attitude is a daditude. And let me explain.
It is now.
I have a baby. I'm a dad. But I've been saying for years that I've been giving dad energy without being someone's father.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's just permeated my whole being. Like, I know that me at 58 is the peak. And that's really exciting that that's in the future and not in the past. But just that idea of like me just slinging jokes that everyone's groaning at. A kind of like, I got you, champ, but also absolutely doing my own bits for my own enjoyment and to the just disgust of everyone around me. That's kind of,
Mhm.
I think that's the vibe. I think that's the vibe. Also, I've been getting really into um what deals on clothing they have at Costco. Feels like a datitude kind of thing.
No, that's just your 30s, baby.
That's just the good life.
That's just the good life for Costco.
It's true. Paula was featured in Costco Connections. If you
I got
missed it,
I got engaged at Costco.
we're gonna do a new segment called "This podcast hasn't had an episode in 3 years." So let's update something on life.
I got engaged at Costco to a hot dog.
That's why the price is 150. That's why the CEO said, if you
uh,
change the price of the hot dog, I'll fucking kill you.
I was in Costco Connections, and then guess what? We sent a wedding invite to Costco and to the CEO to be like, let's try to get at least a membership out of this. Guess what they gave us?
What did they give you?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah, because you can't. Costco's only so giving. They are
Yeah, well,
already giving you so much. The deals,
that's true.
the memories,
That's true. That's
the
true.
free
They said that's enough.
samples.
hmm
They
But
said, thank you for making us a part of your big day and your lifetime commitment to one another.
uh-huh.
End of sentence.
End of sentence. They said no more. Um, they said no more. They said that's enough. And they said you will be paying the $99 a year for your membership still. So that's just funny.
Yeah. And it's not
That's
even an
a
executive one. They actually bumped the price up.
yeah. um, what is my general attitude? Do you think confused?
No, I think you have like an absolute, see, like, whimsical's the wrong word because
Mhm.
whimsical implies twee and
Mm.
involves a certain amount of like manic pixie dream girl, which is not the energy. Still dream
I
girl.
do not have the forehead for bangs.
But I think that there's a certain amount of like, I don't know what the word would be, and we can talk through what this might be. But like, you are one of the people who finds joy in such, like, every like, we'll be walking around the neighborhood and you'd be like, oh, that bird, what a majestic pigeon. And it's whatever the attitude is for that, is that like just
um okay, so the attitude is like peasant who has time traveled.
surfs up attitude, SERF, but also kind of chill.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a t-shirt.
That's a t-shirt. Surfs up. It's a it's someone in rags and tatters giving a, was the
On a
shaka?
board.
Is that the yeah, boy.
That's just the hang loose.
Hang loose. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What did you think it was?
Shaka? Isn't that what they're called? I'm looking this up for all of you. Yeah, the shaka sign. Yeah, sometimes known as hang loose.
Hey, surfs up.
Surfs up.
Surfs up.
I think that's your attitude. Didn't you once like save a bird that pretended to be hurt?
It was actually a year ago this weekend that this shit
Really?
happened to me. Yes. I was walking. It was Marathon Sunday in Chicago. I was walking and there was an injured bird on the sidewalk, a little injured bird. And everyone was just looking at it. And I was like, well, if they're not going to do something, I have to do something in order to get good karma for a dog to find me one day. Do you know what I mean? You got to build up.
Well, okay, can I pause just for a quick
Sure.
moment? Can we just double click into good karma for a dog to find me?
Yeah. It's just, I feel like if a really cute dog found me, my landlord could be convinced, you know?
So not adopting. So okay, so let me so what you're saying is you need to help random animals on the street so that a random animal will then appear spiritually
Yeah.
eventually so that you can bring them home, and
Yeah.
a dog's purpose will overtake any kinds of HOA or building rules.
Yep, exactly. That's just how it goes. So yeah, so I found this bird. I was like, I have to be the one to save the bird because everyone's just kind of watching the bird, being like, that sucks. And I'm like, I'll be the hero. So, somebody lived in the neighborhood and they brought me a cardboard box with a paper towel in it. And I
Sure.
kind of scooped the bird into the box because I didn't want to touch it. Who knows what deadly bird diseases are on that. And
Sure.
then I Googled bird help Chicago. I I called some sort of hotline.
Sure.
911. I called a bird hotline and she was like, get the bird and meet me at the Nature Museum, which
Okay.
was, I would say, a solid 2 miles from where I was. And it was the marathon. So all the streets were closed. So I was
Sure.
like, me and this bird, we're walking
Mm-hmm.
2 miles.
Things that birds famously do.
Well, I didn't know how to fly.
Sure.
So I put in my headphones and me and the bird start walking. And every so often I would just kind of check on the bird. And they were just doing their little bird walk back and forth, but injured, so sad. I'm such a good person. Then I got a mile and a half. I got a mile and a half in the walk. I was walking for so long, which if you've never walked in Chicago during the marathon, it's very hard. There are so many streets closed. You're taking weird little routes. I'm in my own boring ass video game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I walked by my friend Bo's house and I was like, I should call Bo to come downstairs and see this bird.
Sure. Yeah.
It was a regular bird. And so I call Bo and I'm standing kind of near his house, near his apartment. And I open the box a little bit just to check on the bird. And the goddamn thing flies away. I was scammed by a bird. That bird had bad attitude. And
That bird had a bad attitude.
A bad attitude. And now I have a bad attitude about birds. Fake ass.
Have you ever
bird.
considered that you're essentially a bird taxi in that? They were like, if I fake it long enough, I can get a free ride closer to where I need to be because I'm tired.
Some dumb bitch will walk me a mile and a half. Do you know how far that is for a bird? And it was one of those little dirt birds, those little birds.
Dirtbag bird.
Yeah, it wasn't like a pigeon. I didn't do anything for a pigeon, but yeah, it was a little fake ass bird. Welcome to this neighborhood. It's not yours, bitch ass.
Get out of my neighborhood. If I ever see that bird again, I'm gonna make sure it doesn't fly.
I know. Doesn't that suck? I was scammed by a bird.
You were scammed by a bird. The smart bird.
It happens to all of us. Inevitably. Siren song comes for us all.
What if I said like your attitude was a choose your own adventure attitude?
I do love a choose your own adventure. That would make sense to me.
Yeah. Famously litigious.
That is true. We wanted to do a choose your own adventure in the book, and it was like, can't
call it that. Can't do that.
Can't do it that.
Is it cool to have an attitude?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is cooler? Close your eyes for a second.
All the listeners, close your eyes.
Riddle me this.
Mm-hmm.
What is cooler than just a person, black leather jacket, cigarette hanging from their mouth, another cigarette in each hand, on a skateboard, graffitiing the bridge to say F word. That's
and specifically
cool.
F word.
Yeah. Around this thing. Yeah, I mean, it is cool to have an attitude, right? Like it's not fun to be around it, but no. Can I change this opinion that I'm making up on the spot clearly?
Absolutely. Should the listeners open their eyes?
Oh, yeah, sorry, you can open your eyes. I think it's cool to have an attitude until you're about 21 years old.
Yeah.
Like if you have a bad attitude and you're 17, it's like, wow, cool bad attitude alert.
Yeah.
It also if you're a fellow 17-year-old. But if you're a 46-year-old with a bad attitude, you're like, shouldn't you be like watching Netflix or something? I don't know.
Yeah, if I can yes and this.
Please.
I think that
in fact, I'll pay you to.
Yeah, incredible. Here, the only person who's ever paid me for improv. It's a declining scale from 17 onwards.
Yeah.
So like you can have a bad attitude as a teenager and you're like, they'll grow out of it. And it's like kind of cool, like John Hughes movie, cool kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the older you get, the less of a bad attitude you can have because you could still be like an it girl
Yeah.
or a like really fucking cool whatever because you have a little bit of a bad attitude, but it
Yeah.
starts to move away from bad attitude to asshole. And like you said, like you
Yes.
can't have a bad attitude at 40.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Then
sorry,
you're
maybe this is ageist of me to say, but you like can't have a bad attitude. You become an asshole or you become bitter. You can't like yell at
yeah.
people. You can't be like pursed lips when someone says something that they like. You're like, I don't really like that. Like that's the whole fucking point of this podcast is that it's okay to like things.
We have attitude towards people with bad attitudes.
Wow, look at that. That's
Wow.
actually our slogan. We are here from Dare.
And we think you can have fun without alcohol.
Doesn't matter if the drugs are legal. You got to be safe.
Attitudes make me think of Michelle Tanner from Full House. And I think that's because her catchphrase was, "You got it, dude," which I guess has a little attitude to it. And also, I think in maybe kind of like my blurry memory, she says the words attitude, which she doesn't. But you know what? It's our show.
Sure.
So, my question
Is
for
this
you,
the Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen
playing one
character?
role, playing the titular role of Full House.
Got it. You know when you were talking about Jane Austen earlier
Mhm.
and that you've never seen it? This is me in Full House.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll describe it.
Yeah.
We focus in on the city, San Francisco, the family, robust, the children going through it, but not alone.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Do you understand? It's
Yeah.
a simple, it's a tale as old as time. It's about three daughters and their dad, and then their dad's friend, Uncle Joey, who is a ventriloquist, and that is how he makes his living in 1992 in San Francisco. And do not worry about it. And then there's also a guy, and his name is Uncle Jesse, and he's very handsome. Picture John Stamos because that's him. And he is maybe someone's brother, I think. And
Sure.
then he gets married and then they have twins, but those twins both get to be in the show.
But not the Olsen twins.
Not the Olsen twins. That role is played by both of them. And they get into like a lot of wacky adventures, but no matter what happens, the important thing is it's all fixed at the end of the day.
Got it. Okay. So it's King Lear.
It's King Lear.
But she has a sassy kind of attitude catchphrase.
Yeah, it's "You got it, dude."
So if you had a catchphrase,
Oh.
what do you think it would be?
Well, I think that like being a sitcom character with a catchphrase is so 90s, right?
Yeah, it's incredibly 90s.
And
It's
maybe
like,
before, but
well,
it's
people
not
didn't
something
know how to laugh until about 2000, so you had to prompt them.
that's why they love The Office. They invented laughter.
Yeah, exactly. Laughing on your own.
But it does
Laughing
feel
without
like
training wheels.
people were very hesitant early on.
Yeah.
But it does feel like every sitcom, like the writer's room for a lot of sitcoms had to just be them being like, what is the thing he's going to say a lot?
Yeah.
You know, what
Wha-
what looks good on a shirt?
Yeah, what are they gonna open the door, slide on in, and say every episode?
Yeah. I mean, even Seinfeld, which didn't do stuff by the book, had catchphrases.
It's true.
Ugh. All right.
Bring back
so we need
catchphrases.
catchphrases. Bring back catchphrases could be a catchphrase.
It's very meta and very like
Mhm.
bumper stickery.
What about like I don't know. Well, it has to be like it has to be something with a built-in audience, you know?
Right. Well, it's like it's in the vein of like it needs to almost work
Mhm.
on like a like a cutting board where you've added script on it. It's like it's very close to
Uh-huh.
like that you buy on Etsy because like what my brain is going is like if you mess with my friends, you're gonna have to mess with me. It's like
Oh, that's pretty
almost
good.
housewivesy. It's almost Etsy farmhouse
Mhm.
chic, but it's
Mhm.
got to be cooler than that. It's the attitude is the thing that takes it away from that.
Well, okay. So so this is interesting that you're saying that, because I would say the crux, as a Real Housewives girly, the crux of a Real Housewives catchphrase is attitude.
Sure.
You're not coming in there saying, "I love to be around the people I care about." You're coming in there being like, "My ass, kiss it."
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The
Like, that
world
is
may be flat, but my ass isn't.
yeah. That's a good one. That's
Thank
a
you.
good
It's
one.
fun because there's a backstory to it, and you're like, are they a flat earther?
You're like, "What?" There is
I don't believe in birds.
but I do believe in ass.
Yeah.
And then the further in you go, like seasons wise, the more it will be kind of self-referential. So you'll have to kind of start understanding what's happening. But one of my very favorite ones is a person from last season of well, she's on this season too, but your catchphrase changes every season. She was on last season of Real Housewives of New York. Hers was, "Don't make me mad or I'll date your dad."
Pretty good.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
good.
Pretty good. Okay, so now I kind of need two catchphrases. I guess we kind of wandered our way into this.
Yeah.
Hey, it would have made a lot more sense if we started off being like, Real Housewives catchphrases are kind of mean, and instead we were like, we misremembered a Full House one. Anyway,
Both had the word house in it. We almost got there.
we almost got there.
Where were you on January 6th?
Ooh, is that your sitcom or is that your Real Housewives?
I think that's my housewives one.
All right, and I think it could be your sitcom one
It can
too.
be my sitcom one too.
And the audience is just, yes, woo.
The rhyming really helps too.
Yeah, agreed. That's a really good one.
Thank you. I don't know that it's a really good one.
No, I think it's
and
really
arguably
good.
we might need to cut it out.
No, I think it's really good. Because we know where you were.
Yeah, here. For the record, I was in Chicago at my desk, horrified.
I see. I don't think I'm a person with a lot of natural attitude, because I would be panic texting you immediately after being like, "Did I sound angry?"
Maybe that's your catchphrase. It's like, did I sound angry? Because
Did
I
I?
am.
Ooh, that's really good.
Yeah.
How about? Don't piss me off, or I'll. All right.
No, keep going.
Don't piss me off, or I'll think about it for a month.
That's really good. That's quite good. Yeah.
And then related, my sitcom one is just like, piss.
Yeah. Oh, piss girl.
I go, the Chicago Cubs win again.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wait, I keep on can we riff on this piss one for a moment?
Sure.
here?
No,
Just
back to
being
the
like,
piss.
uh-oh, someone's getting PO'd. Feels like it's, a sitcom one.
Yeah, that feels like it. How about piss time? No, it's diamond time. That sounds like a Real Housewives one.
That's pretty good.
And if we would have planned ahead, we could have played some sort of game with this, but we didn't, so you guys get what you get.
Yeah. I'm going to the Piss Palace.
And you're not invited.
And you're not invited. That's really good. I'm going to the Piss Palace and you're not invited.
We landed on it.
Yeah, can we get that cleanly once here for the listeners, just so that they can make fan edits? Okay, so Paula, what's gonna happen is the camera pans to you. You're in they're saying, the Paula goes across the screen. You flip your hair beautifully.
Okay, hold on. And they're always holding something, so
yeah,
I'll be holding something for this.
All right, so ready. We'll set the scene. You're holding a thing. Okay, camera comes to you.
All I have by me is allergy meds, so I'm gonna be holding that.
Okay, allergy meds and action.
I'm going to the Piss Palace, and you're not invited.
That's really good.
That was really good.
For those of you watching the podcast on YouTube, again, being Earnest Pod, you may have noticed that in this section there is a lighting change. Nothing dramatic, nothing like Broadway level, but like we are.
I wish. Yeah, spoiler alert to everybody watching. Josh and I had to step away from our computers, but baby, we are back and ready for another hour and a half to 7 hours of podcast.
Let's keep talking attitude. What does that make you think of for 3 more hours?
Attitude. The letter A reminds
Yeah.
me.
We're gonna do a couple of our signature segments, starting
We
with
gotta go home.
earnest moments of the week. If you have an earnest moment of the week, reach out to us at beingearnestpod@gmail.com, or on social media. You know where to find us.
And yeah, once again, we don't have any listener ones because we forgot to post it. But please send them. Please
Please
send them.
send them. I have one this week, Paula.
You do? Okay, tell me yours.
So I was walking down the street with my dog,
Cool.
as I
Great
am
start.
wont to do from time to time,
Mhm.
and I witnessed two friends clearly surprising their other friend that they were in town. I watched them, like, with their backpacks, and the person opened the door, and they're like, "Ah! Oh my god," and the partner of the person who's being surprised was clearly filming it. I don't know what the occasion was, but it was
Oh.
this beautiful moment of surprise and joy and excitement, and I
Oh.
was just sitting there being like I was walking with my dog, and I was like, "See, that's what joy looks like. That's so fucking
So
earnest."
that's so sweet. It's so good.
Yeah, so that
Oh,
was
I
my
wish we could
moment.
see the video.
I know that I took watching them. Do it again, but while I'm filming.
Secondary Amachwa is I saw a similar thing at the same time. So you texted me, I have
I
an
did.
Amachwa, and you told me. And then I said, we right by each other right now? And we were not. We
We
saw
were
two
not.
separate groups of friends
There was something in
screaming.
the air.
There was something in the air that's really sweet.
Like, is it Phil Collins? Something in the air tonight?
Probably. That sounds like one of those things he'd be doing. Does he play drums or does he just love them?
He just loves them. He
He
just
just loves them.
absolutely can't
That's
get
just
enough
his
of the
jam.
stuff.
I have an Amachwa.
Yay!
So I was on a plane last
Cool.
weekend. I was on a plane last weekend, heading to Washington D.C. To just do a little, finance, like little finessing of Congress,
Sure.
and and there was a little boy sitting across the aisle from me. He was
Mhm.
probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old, and then he had an iPad, and his family was sitting like the kitty corner row ahead, so he
Sure.
was kind of like on his own, but not really on his own, and he had an iPad and he was playing like it looked like a retro football game. Like you were
Sure.
like the little football guys. And every time he would do something good, he would go. And then he would clap so hard and he would look around like he was expecting the whole plane to go, "Oh my God, you did it!"
Yeah. Great
It
job,
was-
Trevor.
yeah, it was so cute. It was really, really funny.
That's so cute.
It was funny. And then he took out the headphones though and started playing that at full volume. Less funny.
Less funny.
Less funny.
Well, so he just was trying to encourage everyone to tell him how good he was doing.
Yeah, he's like, you guys maybe don't see. He was doing pretty good.
We got one more special surprise for you all, which is that we are going to do another excerpt from our forthcoming book, Tiny Pep Talks, out November 19th, wherever books are sold. You can pre order it now. Link is in our bio. And so we're just going to give
Leave a
you
link.
another little taste of that good stuff. That beautiful, sweet, sweet comedy that we provide
Oh,
to you all in book form. That was gross.
now
I
I
don't
don't
like what I
want
did
to.
there, but
Now I don't want to.
I know, but it's really good. We promise.
We promise. Today's pep talk is for when you just remembered something really embarrassing you said years ago. Josh, do you want to go every other paragraph?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Josh, do you want to start or should I start?
You can start. Go ahead.
Okay, fine. Twist my arm. Okay. For when you just remembered something really embarrassing you said years ago. There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and being utterly and totally blindsided by the memory of something really embarrassing you said years ago. The first two are mysterious, confusing, and probably best handled by professionals. Unfortunately, that leaves you to deal with the embarrassing memory on your own.
However you behaved in that moment, you're still a good person. Whatever you did, whether you were kind of a bully or you dug your heels in on what turned out to be a bad opinion, Or you just attempted to say a word out loud that you've only seen written down. Why would they spell colonel like that?
Why?
We promise you it's okay now. You didn't commit a crime against humanity. Worst case scenario, it was more like a cringe against humanity, and the International Criminal Court hasn't handed down a life sentence for that offense since the mid 90s.
Here's the thing. The reason you're embarrassed is because you've grown since then. A large part of why you're such a caring, kind person is because you've learned from all those embarrassing moments you've had along the way. Have empathy for your past self, even if that past self handled social situations like a baby giraffe trying to learn to walk, awkwardly and with gangly, oversized limbs flying everywhere.
Embarrassing moments, much like milk, eggs, and celebrity PR relationships, have an expiration date. We guarantee everyone's already forgotten about whatever you're currently fixating on. Up until now, even you had forgotten about it.
So file those mortifying memories back into the deep recesses of your brain, nestled in between the baby bottle pop jingle and your childhood best friend's old home phone number, and get on with your day.
You've come too far and achieved too much to dwell on something dumb you said back in 7th grade.
Done.
You can get more of that absolute fire shit from Tiny Pep Talks coming out November 19th, available wherever books are sold. I think that's going to do it
I
for
think
us.
that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much to Dylan Dutch for our amazing theme song. You can follow Dylan's music project online at Deathlove. You're going to love Deathlove. It's always one of my most listened to musical artists of the year. So enjoy.
We love Death Love. And thank you to Ryan Cruz for our beautiful logo.
So let's end it how we always end it, aka the one other time.
Hey, Paula, are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you. Josh, are you mad at me?
I'm not, but I've got a bad attitude.
Uh-oh, here we go again. And that's the start. Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.